Today we are going to be multiplying rational expressions. And taking a look at our first one here, we have two fractions and they just have some factors, no addition signs here. So what I would end up doing is looking to see if I can do some reducing. So let's go ahead and just write this as one big fraction right now. It might be easier doing it this way. And maybe take the numbers and bring them next to each other. There's no addition signs here, so I can use that commutative property. Take the 3 and the 4, write those next to each other. Count up how many x's you have. Here you have 2 x's and 1 x, make 3 x's altogether. And over here we have 4 y's. Well, down below I've got just a 2, and count up the x's. I've got 6 x's, and I've got 4 y's. And so from this point now I could do some reducing. So you see how the 2 will go into the 4 2 times. These 3 x's will cancel out 3 x's down below, leaving us with 3 x's on the bottom. These 4 y's will cancel out these 4 y's, leaving us with no more y's in the problem. So what's left over? Well, we've got the 3 and the 2. These multiply to make 6. And then we count up how many other values we have. No more x's and y's on top. Let's go to the bottom of the fraction now. This 2 canceled out. We've got 3 x's. So x to the third. Count up the y's. No more y's. So there's our answer. 6 over x to the third. Well, the next problem here is a little bit different in that we have minus signs. Whenever you have minus or plus signs, you need to factor out a common factor. So let's take a look at the common factor here. I've got 2 that goes into these numbers. So take out a 2. I'll put it outside a parenthesis. Do the division. We've got a p minus 4. Actually, it's q. q minus 4. So let's fix that. And then from there, let's go ahead and just rewrite our other factor. It's q to the 5th. So I'll write down times q to the 5th. So I'm going to just write this as one big fraction. Okay, do the same thing here. We've got, looks like 6p squared, so, or 6q squared. So we put the 6 here, and I've got the q squared. And then here I'm going to take out a common factor. I've got p goes into each of these terms. So I'll pull out that p, so times by p, and then what's left over? Well, we've got a q minus 4. q minus 4. And so let's go ahead and cancel out what's left over. So here we have the q minus 4's. Those are going to cancel. Those are factors now because they're the same on top and bottom. And then we've got 2 q's here, canceling out 2 of the q's on top, leaving us with 3 q's left on top. We also have the 6 and the 2. They can reduce. 2 goes into 6 3 times. And so let's go ahead and see what's left over. So what we have on top? Well, we have a q to the third left on top, so we'll write that down. And then down below we've got a 3, and then just a p left over, and that's it. So 3p. And there's our answer. So again, the idea is to always factor out common factors, and then just rewrite it as one big fraction and see what cancels. Let's take a look at this next one. This was like the first one we did. So there's no addition signs, no subtraction. So notice that on these problems, there's no addition or subtraction signs. And so if there are no addition or subtractions, we can just use the commutative property, use that commutative property, and it allows us to switch the terms around. So let's do that. Take the 8 and the 3, bring those next to each other. Count up the a's. So we got 2 and 2 make 4 a's. Count up the b's, just 5 b's. Down below we have a 4, and then the 3 a's and the 9 b's. And then from there we'll just reduce. So 4 goes into the 8 2 times. These 3 a's will cancel out 3 of the a's on top, leaving us with 1 a. These 5 b's will cancel out 5 b's on the bottom, leaving us with 4 b's. So let's go ahead and rewrite what we've got now. And so we've got our 2 times by 3, so these two numbers right here make 6. Count up the a's, we got 1a. No more b's there. Down below, all we have left are these 4 b's right here. 4 b's, so b to the 4th. And there's our answer. Well, moving back to one of these, when we have the addition signs, we got to look for common factors. So notice that we can divide by 4 here, divide by 4 here. So we'll take out that 4, do the division. We've got an x plus 2. Because 8 divided by 4 makes the 2. Still got this 6 and the x. So I'll just rewrite those. Keep them a little bit separated so you can do some reducing later on. Down below we just have a 3 and an x plus 2. So now let's do some reducing. So what we can do is cancel out this 3 and 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. And the x plus 2's are gone. So everything canceled out on the bottom. So all we have is a 4 and a 2, which make 8, and an x. And there's our answer, just 8x, or 8x over 1. Well, back to the other type where we have no addition signs. So just use that commutative property, bring the numbers next to each other. Count up how many r's. It looks like we have 1 r and 2 r's, make 3 r's. Count up the t's, we got 5 t's. Well, down below, we've got a 5 and a 27. Count up those r's, we got 4 r's and then the 1 t. So from there we can go ahead and do some reducing. So we see 5 goes into the 10 2 times. 9 goes into the 27 3 times. Down here we got 3 r's. We're going to cancel out 3 of the r's on the bottom, which leave us with 1 r. And this 1 t will cancel out 1 of the t's on top, leaving us with 4 t's. So let's see what's left over. What we have is just a 2 on the top, and I've got some t's. So maybe it's sometimes a good idea to circle what's left over so you can see, because there's a lot of canceling that goes on here. So 2t to the 4th over 3r to the 1st power. So 3r to the 1st, and that's it, or just 3r. Well, over here we have more of those addition signs. So when you see these, you're just taking out common factors. So we'll take out a 6. Because on the outside, we're left with an a plus 2. Over here, we have just an a plus 3. All right, so that's done. Now let's take out the common factor here. We've got an a, so we pulled that out, and then do the division. We got an a plus 3. It actually was 3 plus a, but that's the same thing. 3 plus a, same thing as a plus 3. Here we have 4a that we'll take out. So this is an a here. So 4a, and what's left over when we do the division? Well, it's an a plus 2. So now let's go ahead and do some canceling. So I see the a plus 3 will cancel out this 3 plus a, or this a plus 3 here, because that's the same thing. The a plus 2's cancel out, and we have a common factor of 2. So we can divide this by 2, which makes 3. Divide this by 2, which makes 2. So let's go ahead and rewrite what's left over. So on top, all we have is a 3. Down below, I've got an a and a 2. So 2a squared. And there is my answer. So those are the types of problems you'll end up seeing on tonight's homework. Always look for, if you have addition signs, take out common factors in those binomials. If you have no addition signs or subtraction signs, you just use the commutative property and cancel out common factors. Good luck on tonight's homework.